Good evening and welcome back to the Fight Gods podcast. I'm your boy Nick Diddy alongside my cousin Willie G. How you doing today, Will?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. How are you doing, bro?
I'm doing very well, man. It's good to see you. We're going to be out here talking about what's going on in the combat sports world today. We had a couple fights over this past weekend that me and Will are going to discuss and, just shoot the shit like we always do, man.
Oh, yeah, man. Got a lot to talk about, too, man.
What's up, man? You see me repping my shit right now, right? You see me.
What's that?
You see me repping my shit right now.
Oh, yeah. That shirt.
Don't be a bitch, homie.
Free Nick Diaz. That's what's up, man.
Forever a classic. Forever a classic. How long is it going to be until they free Nick Diaz, man?
Man, it's going to be a long time, bro. They just keep fucking with him, man.
Let that
it ain't right.
Out his cage.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. But yeah, man, we got all kinds of crazy stuff going on in the world of MMA. Just nonsense, man. This whole Diego Sanchez thing, I think, is where we should start today.
Oh, shit, man. You was telling me about that.
What in the world is going on with this whole thing, man? This is like...
I can't even call it at this point, bro.
It's getting out of hand, bro. 100%. It's getting kind of wild.
100%.
So, they apparently amicably split up.
Did you say they amicably
from their business relationship?
This is crazy. They broke up.
Yeah, amicably. but yeah. So they are no more. And then Joshua Fabia came out and I don't know, man. He's talking all kinds of shit about Diego.
So it wasn't on good terms, and it's not an amicable split if your girl starts running around talking shit about you afterwards.
No, well, isn't amicable like when you both agree?
Yeah, you both agree, but I mean, when you both agree, shouldn't you still like have friendly shit to say about the other person?
That's true. Okay, so they unamicably.
Nah, yeah, 100%, right? You split on good terms. You don't go around and start talking shit about your man's dick game.
That's true.
Man. He was a one pump chump.
Hey, they might be saying that about each other though. You never know, man. It's all good though. But yeah, man, this dude is going around saying, number one, that Diego has celebrity celebrity characteristics or something like that. He doesn't like to tip at restaurants and stuff like that. But in the same sentence, he says that Diego drives around a $3,000 Mercedes. It's just like weird stuff like that, man. Diego should be, doing pretty well. And apparently, according to Joshua, he's not. He lives in a 1-bedroom condo. And, he's got a kid from his ex-wife, and he's living in a 1-bedroom condo. So that's kind of like a weird thing. That's what Fabia was saying. But he also said that Diego was a special ed student, and that was a red flag to him. I don't know why. I mean, I'll just go ahead and...
But Diego was a special ed student, and that was a red flag to him before he started training him?
Or no, while he was training him when Diego, came out with that. Basically, I'll tell you exactly what he said about that. He said, as I get to more information, as I'm with the lawyer and the lawyer talks to Diego and asks Diego about his education, and he starts talking about he was in special education. Holy shit, huge red flags, man. This is not at all what anyone who perceived, and Diego is not anywhere near what anybody knows. You know, I'll go ahead and throw it out there, man, because I don't even give a fuck. I was a special ed student. I was in the resource room for like 2 hours a day. And do you know why I got put in there?
Tell me.
Because I got into 3 fights in 1 week in Hampton Bays High School. And they were like, well, actually, I think it was junior high. And they were like, all right, this dude needs some like alone time during the day. And they put me in there. And like, basically, it was cool. I actually kind of liked it, man. I had this dude named Mr. Goodman. He used to read my tests to me. I was like, this is fucking awesome. But they said that I had an anger issue, whatever, blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of reasons why people get put into special ed, not just because they don't know what they're talking about.
I, too, was in a resource room for refusing to do my homework.
There you go, man. See?
Absolutely refused to do it. You send it home with me, it's coming back undone, no matter what, man.
Yep.
But miraculously, at the end of every quarter, I would get every project that I had to have done would miraculously get done. Smart as a whip. I just didn't feel like doing shit.
Yeah, I had an issue like that a little bit too. So Paulo Day says Sanchez isn't doing well financially because he's been surrounding himself with idiots like Joshua Labia. That dude is a vapid creature.
Joshua Labia.
Paulo Day firing hot shots off.
Beautiful. But, I love it.
But yeah, so Diego saying that he was in special education means absolutely nothing unless you know what he was in there for. You know what I mean? So, you know, whatever. I mean, it's nothing to be embarrassed about or ashamed of either, or insult somebody because of. You know what I mean? So absolutely. I think that was kind of a stupid thing for Mr. Joshua to say.
Man, and look, I'm here to keep it funky with you, man. The majority of these people that y'all look at as so fucking smart in those AP courses and shit that y'all be looking at, them motherfuckers be taking down Adderall. Like, it's crazy how much Adderall these fucking kids do. I'm friends with a lot of AP kids, and they be doing Adderall like it's fucking nothing. And them slow time release jump offs too. So they be good throughout the course of the fucking day. And then they do that shit when they get home too. And they stay up all goddamn night studying, trying to scratch words off the fucking paper because they're on that real good math. Y'all better stop, man. I'll tell y'all what it is right now, man.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Whoa, what's going on here? Oh, all right, there we go. I don't even know what happened, man. I started to lose the audio there for a second. You still with me, Nico?
I'm here, man.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's crazy, man. But yeah, I know exactly what you're saying, man. And also, let's not forget, man, there's a lot of people who are these AP people and all this other stuff, and they don't end up doing any better than we're doing, man.
Big facts. Big facts.
You know, I was friends with, some pretty smart people, and I don't know, man, they're car salesmen. Some are bartenders. You know what I mean?
Some are dealing crack. It's crazy.
For real. I mean, you're not even kidding, man.
I'm not. That was a very serious statement.
Yeah, no, for real. So, I mean, it's all good. But the crack actually brings me back to the Joshua Fabia thing, because then he went on to say that Diego has been an addict. He hasn't told anybody for the past 5 months. I was his sponsor living with him, that I had to live there because he was broke and lost all his money and strung out on kratom and alcohol and 30 other substances, that he has sexual abuse issues. Kratom, Kratom. It's legal, but it's not good for you at all. I don't think it'll definitely string you out. I mean, if Diego is on that, you have to. Okay, so I'll tell you exactly what kratom is. Kratom, okay. Kratom is a tree. The leaves are used as a recreational drug and as medicine. Kratom is banned by some states in the U.S. due to safety concerns. People use kratom for withdrawal from heroin, morphine, and other opioid drugs, as well as cough, depression, anxiety, and many other conditions. But there is no good scientific evidence to support their uses. So, yeah. It's basically, Nico, they like crush it up and put it in like a drink, and you drink it. And yeah, I think it's pretty much like liquid meth myself. But yeah, so So he was saying that Diego's on all that stuff, and then went on to say that, where was it at? He has sexual abuse issues. No, he didn't say any of that, man. And I've been holding up all this. I've been doing everything, and everybody's coming at me. And then the last thing he said was, I'll put it out there. I'll put out all the proof. I'll put out all the videos, man. Diego has clearly been taking advantage of me for 2 years as I have been fighting for him and putting myself on the line for him with zero benefit. I am the one getting death threats.
Advantage of this fucking idiot for 2 years. that's the story that we're going with.
That's what the story that
he's trying to paint right now. That we're all supposed to believe.
Yep.
Bro, nobody knew who the fuck you were before Diego Sanchez. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, pretty much, man. I agree.
Who knew who you were? I don't even care if Stephan Bonner was working with you prior to Diego Sanchez, if he was. Because nobody's really following him like that.
Right. He's having a hard time himself. He's not getting any fights.
Who the fuck knew you? What are you talking about right now, guy?
Yeah, this dude, I mean, it's a good story, but I'm not buying that bullshit.
He's a big fucking clown. I actually buy a lot of what he's saying about Diego Sanchez. It could be all fact-based because I'm sure he has a lot of information on him the past 2 years, but it doesn't change the fact that you're currently using him and the information you know about him to gain more clout. You're just trying to keep your name in the fucking headlines. You're doing a successful job at it. Look, we're talking about you right now, but you're still a fucking clown. You're a jamoke, and nobody knew who the fuck you were until Diego Sanchez brought you to the forefront. And it's still all for the wrong reasons. We still thought you were a clown as soon as Diego revealed who you were. Stop.
Yep. Yeah, no joke, man. No joke at all. You hate to see people like this because he's saying how broke Diego is. There's a good possibility that this dude helped Diego become broke. You know what I mean? This dude seems like he's just a leech. So,
when you see these like guys who we used to idolize out at like these real ran down bullshit conventions signing autographs for fucking peanuts.
Yep.
You can't tell me that Diego's not on his way to that.
Oh, he's on his way, man.
Bullshit Hall of Fame honors at just these whack ass conventions. You can see it. You can smell it coming from a mile away.
Yep. You're right about that. Hey, look, and his story doesn't add up because at one point, like I just said, he says he's been living with him for 5 months because he was his sponsor, right? Another part of the interview, he also said, from everything on the outside as a trainer that's seeing somebody 3 days a week, I mean, I moved him into the condo. I helped him in the divorce. And this little moment and everything seemed pretty much the same as anybody else under these circumstances to a certain degree. Okay, you lived with him or you were seeing him 3 days a week? That doesn't make any sense right now. So he's kind of like doing some double talk.
Yeah.
So if he said that in court, I'd have to bring that back up. I'd say, but you said, can you read I'd ask the transcriptions. Can you read that line that he said there? So I'm just saying, man, that doesn't add up to me. But I hate it for Diego because of the fact that he is a legend in the sport.
100%.
And I feel like now he's just becoming a punchline. And that's kind of sad, And he had that one fight set up, him and Cowboy. They never even ended up having it. He ended up getting cut and sent out before that fight even happened because, of everything. So I just hate that happened to him. But, yeah, man, what about Petr Yan, man? I sent you that tweet earlier.
Petr Yan feeling spicy right now, man. Aljo still got that man feeling some type of way, man. He ain't pulling punches against nobody now.
Nah, Petr Yan said
shit is over with.
Yeah, you're right about that, man. I mean, I like it, man. And I've never been a big fan of his. I think he's okay, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'm starting to become a pretty big fan of his, especially, coming out and talking some shit. I feel like, Chael Sonnen says it all the time, and I think that he's so right, that these guys can be great fighters, but if they can't sell themselves, they're never going to be the guy. They never will be the guy. But that's the kind of stuff he needs to do. If he's going to sell his fights, this is the kind of stuff he needs to do.
Yep.
But, and we'll get into it later on, Nico, but I have a feeling, and I hate jumping the gun like this, but I have a feeling that one of three things is going to happen, and it all depends on how the Corey Sandhagen and TJ Dillashaw fight plays out. But real quick, I'm just going to throw this up on the screen and just, oh man, it's too big. All right. That's what she said. But, no, basically I'll read Petr Yan's tweet. Ooh, Fabia is worse than my high school girl. Y'all read in the building. What's up, doctor?
Tell us about her.
Yep.
What's your high school girl like?
Hey, look at what he said. Aljo will be the same caliber champ as Matt Serra with a similar reign. Hey, Doc, I don't even think that he'll ever defend the title. Honestly, I don't think that he's ever going to be back. And I think right now what they're going to end up doing is they're going to put Petr Yan versus either Corey Sandhagen, TJ Dillashaw, or Rob Font. It depends on how the Corey Sandhagen and TJ Dillashaw fight goes. If it's a boring fight, they'll give it to Rob Font. If Corey or TJ finishes the other one, I think they'll give it to him. I don't see Aljo ever coming back. They'll call it an interim title, and then it'll end up being the real title. But I just don't see him coming back, man. He doesn't seem like he wants to fight anymore to me, and it's kind of sad. But it seems to me like he's just done. But real quick, I'll read this the Petr Yan tweet, and then we'll get what you're going to say, Nico. But Petr Yan said on Twitter, "I don't know what else did you expected. Being calm, not going to compensate all of Cody's technical flaws. I wish him to bounce back, though, because I still want to kick his ass in the future. And don't worry, Rob. One day I will fuck you up, too. I have another business to handle now." I love it, man. That was great, bro. It really is.
One day I will fuck you up, too.
Hey, Brandon Carl said squad, and Yared said, I'll let you read it, Nico.
By the way, my high school girl was thicker than a DQ. Yo, not thicker than a DQ Blizzard, though.
Hey, that's thick, bro. That's pretty thick.
Dairy Queen, my guy. You know, they be flipping them bitches upside down when they hand it to you.
Yes,
Shake
they
still
do.
Inside. That's crazy. I ain't mad at you, man. You should have held on to that then. It don't matter how crazy she was.
But yeah, man, like I said, I don't think Aljo will ever come back as far as defending that title. He may come back and fight at some point, but I don't see him coming back and fighting in the near future. And like I said, I think that it'll be Petr Yan versus one of those three guys, just depending on how everything plays out around him. What do you think, Nico?
I think Yared pulled up on his high school girlfriend like Yoel Romero and said, "Believe me, I make it clap."
Got problems,
let me stop. Yo, I think Aljo is done, man. I think that he already knew, like I've alluded to in the past, that Petr Yan beat his ass. He got his number. He know what it's gonna be the next time they fight, so he's gonna keep that belt on ice as long as possible, or until they forcefully take it from him, or allow Petr to fight for the interim championship. But we already know it's not an interim championship. It's just him defending his belt that he still got. Just stop, guys.
Hey, look. Will got Cody Garbrandt smacked up because he said he's good looking. Hey, look.
I saw Brandon this weekend. He told me that same shit, bro.
Hey, look, but Brandon Carl, I told you he was going to lose, man. I did say it. I did say he was going to lose.
He did call that. He just wanted to know if you thought he looked good, Brandon.
Yeah, I asked you if you did. I said the ladies do, and I said, Brandon, does he look good or what? But Yared said, ha, ha, ha. And Brandon Carl said, are you okay, sir? I'm okay. I'm good if you're talking to me, man. I'm great. I'm having a good time.
And I make it clap.
And the doc said, Aljo is having fun with it. I love it. He is having fun, and he's hilarious. Don't get me wrong. I'm not talking shit about him. I just don't think that fighting is in his future anytime soon.
Nah, Will's not talking shit about him. I'm talking shit about him.
Well, no, I'm not talking shit about him as far as
big bum shit.
Thank you, Brandon. Yeah, I'm good, bro. I am good, man. I don't know where Stony Shores is though, man. What's up, man? We're gonna have to throw some shade at him if he doesn't start showing up for some shows, man. But no, I'm not talking shit about Aljo as far as like I don't have anything personally against him, and I think he's hilarious. Like we've talked about before, he's like the new king of cringe, man. The shit that he puts out, you're like, really? Like seriously? But you know, it's all good. We'll see what happens, and let's go ahead and discuss fight night from the other night, Nico.
Yeah, man.
And yeah, let's get right into it, man. And I'm trying to remember exactly what we had talked about. Oh, okay. So the first fight we talked about was on the prelims. It was Ben Rothwell versus Chris Barnett. And I guess I didn't see this fight, Nico. I'm not even going to bullshit on this one. I know Ben Rothwell won by submission in the second round, but I heard he dropped him with a punch and then threw the submission on him, but dude was pretty much done anyway. Is that how that played out?
I didn't see that fight. I only saw it on the main.
Okay. Yeah, I heard that he dropped him and he was pretty much out, and then Ben went over and put in like that 10-finger guillotine, but the dude was like done anyway. I think Ben was just showing off at that point. But we both said that Ben was going to win, I think, but you just said watch out for Chris. So the first fight on the main card, Jack Hermansson versus Edmund Shabazian. Okay, I don't even remember who I said was going to win this fight. I'm pretty sure I said Jack Hermansson, didn't I?
I'll have to go back and watch, man. I thought
I did.
I thought we both called for Jack to win that.
I'm pretty sure we did. I was confused because somebody asked me that they thought that I said Edmund would win, but I didn't. But I did send a message saying that Hermansson would win to one of our viewers, and I was right about that fight. So was Nico. Good fight. Jack Hermansson pretty much showed off that fight just how good he really is. I know he got submitted 2 fights ago, but I think it was kind of a fluke, just like it was a fluke when he submitted Kelvin Gastelum. I think, submissions just happen sometimes. Absolutely. But this dude is the real deal, and he is now calling for a fight against either Robert Whitaker or Paulo Costa, which are interesting choices.
Paulo Costa is a good one, man.
He is, but he has a fight already scheduled against, who is he supposed to be fighting soon? Let's see. I'm gonna tell you real quick. He's got a fight coming up this summer against Jared Cannonier. Remember, that's in August. So if he did fight Paulo, it'd be later on in the year, maybe the end of the year or the beginning of next year. I don't think Robert has anything scheduled right now. Let's see. So that might be a possibility, especially when everybody thought he was going to get his rematch, and then all of a sudden, now we are getting the rematch with Vettori and Adesanya instead. So it's kind of strange, but that leaves him out there if they think that Robert needs one more win to get back to the title shot, which he shouldn't, considering he dominated, middleweight for a while, and maybe he wants another fight before he fights for the title again. So, let's just see what happens. Maybe Robert is just really training his wrestling, getting as good as he can, kind of like GSP did, and he'll come back and be like a wrestling expert. I mean, he already showed some good wrestling, but maybe he's maybe he's really, really training it hard, man. He looked great in that last fight. I mean, he took it to Kelvin Gastelum, who's an NCAA champion wrestler. So, and I don't believe Robert has any background in wrestling, so that's pretty damn impressive. So, the next fight of the night was Ricardo Ramos versus Bill Algeo, and we both picked Ramos, and he did win. I could tell you that he pretty much dominated that entire fight and just showed that he was in a different class than Bill. So now is where things got interesting with our picks. Okay. Now I had to rewatch this fight because during the fight, some things got screwed up and I couldn't actually watch it. It was glitching a little bit. I had to end up I rewatched the card, so I ended up having to rewatch this fight. Now, we did both pick
Felicia
Spencer to beat Norma Dumont Viana. I felt like Felicia did win the fight. She lost by split decision. I don't see how we keep getting these split decisions the way that they are from these judges. It's like they're not even watching the same fight half the time. What was it? It was 29-28 for Norma on two of them and 29-28 for Felicia on the other. So, it's all good, but that was a split decision loss for me and for Nico, actually. Yes, so the next fight was Justin Taffa versus Jared Vandera. And I think that we disagreed on this one, and you picked Jared. Is that right?
I didn't go with Taffa. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, you picked Jared. I picked Taffa. Taffa lost by unanimous decision. It was a decent fight, pretty wild. So Taffa let me down. I'm going to have to slap him next time I see him.
And that was an underdog call for me.
That was an underdog call. You're right, man. And Ricardo Ramos was an underdog call for both of us. So Then we go to the co-main event with Yang Zayanan versus Carla Esparza. And that was a disappointment to me, man. Yang Zayanan did not even look like she belonged in the same octagon with Carla. She got dominated from beginning to end. She really had her ground game exposed. I mean, she got dominated worse than Israel did against John Wachowicz,
She came out way too hot trying to do too much offensively.
Yep, you're right.
You can't attempt to blitz and move forward like that against somebody with the wrestling pedigree of Carla. And this is what we had alluded to on the last episode, that if Carla took her down in the first round, it was going to be a long night for Jan. And it was, man.
It was actually a short night.
She got over to that crucifix and she started dropping them bows, split that head open. Come on, man. You can see the writing on the wall.
And anybody listening needs to understand something. Nico is a lifelong martial artist, but he's also a wrestler. And he says it all the time, and you need to listen. If you are a striker, a dynamic striker like she is at that, and you're fighting a wrestler, you need to sit back a little bit. And when they try to come in, you throw that uppercut, you throw that knee, you step to the side. You can't just blitz them. You cannot run in.
No.
That's just the way it goes. I mean, we've seen it so many times.
100%.
And it's just, all day long. That's what happened to Dan Hardy when he fought GSP. Yep. That's what happened to Thiago Alves when he fought GSP. Like, these guys would go in there and swing wild, and GSP would just stay calm. And when he was ready, he'd take him to the ground. And after one ground of GSP being on top of you, you're done. Just like Yan Zayanan was done after Carla being on top of her for one round. The next round, she didn't have anything left.
Hey, man, but we're not even going to sit here and, downplay what Cookie Monster did neither. That was
that was good.
She looked very strong. She looked dominant.
She looked very strong.
She still had that side of her in her, man.
No, I didn't either.
Well executed.
Definitely. And, man, a lot of people are saying that Weili Zhang should get an immediate rematch, and I don't like it. I think that Carla should get the rematch. No, against Rose. They're saying that Weili Zhang should fight Rose again for that title, and I don't like that fight. I'm going to tell you why. She got knocked the fuck out. It wasn't even a close fight. First time they made contact with each other, she was out cold. Yep. And I bet on her, so don't get me wrong. I'm not talking shit about Weili Zhang, and she'll be the champion again one day, Nico. But she lost that fight bad enough. She shouldn't get an immediate rematch. That what they need to do, Nico, in my opinion, is during International Fight Week, maybe, or another time, either you put Rose versus Carla 2 and Joanna versus Weili Zhang 2 on the same card, or you put them on back-to-back weekends. Mm-hmm. Bro, if they put those two fights on the next ABC card or an upcoming ABC card, that would be phenomenal. Great. You have all these international stars You know what I mean? And those are guaranteed to be good fights.
Absolutely.
And I think
I'm a co-sign what you're saying with her not getting that immediate rematch because I'm still sour about this shit. Where the fuck was Aldo's?
yeah, I mean that's true. Yep.
Where was Aldo's?
Right. And they said he didn't deserve it.
Out in the first exchange.
Right. And they said he didn't deserve it. Yep.
Exactly.
Yep. I think that if they did that, Nico, look, I already know that Rose is a star, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think if they put her on one of the ABC shows as the main event against Carla, if Rose came out there and won the fight, she'd be America's sweetheart overnight, bro. Enough
100%.
people watch those ABC fights that it would be a whole new level for her, and she would end up being the face of the UFC for a while.
Rose Namajunas, damn near every post-fight interview that she has, I damn near shed a tear. 100%. Yeah. I'm not going to leave Justin Gaethje hanging by himself. I'll be on the verge myself, man. I love watching Rose after the fight, man. It's just something about it.
She's amazing, man. She really is. And
such a genuine spirit.
Yep, you're right, man. You're completely right. So, but yeah, that's where I want to go with it, man. I want to see Rose and Carla too, and I want to see Joanna and Weili Zhang too. Do a round robin. You say, hey, or what, however you want to say it. But I would say, Joanna and Weili, you want a title shot because both of them are asking for title shots. Prove you want the title shot. Finish the fight. One of you gets finished, the other one gets a title shot because I feel like they'll earn it. I know that Joanna versus Rose isn't exactly likely, but it definitely could happen. If Joanna could beat Weili in the rematch, I think that it'll happen. And God forbid Carla beat Rose in the rematch, Joanna would kill Carla again in a rematch. She's just tailor-made for her. She's just tailor-made for her. And I'll tell you what else. Carla doesn't want any of Weili Zhang either. She just doesn't match up good with either of them. No. And I feel like the only reason she did good against Rose is because Rose was a kid then, man. And Carla was a grown woman. Rose was very young, and she was just coming off the Ultimate Fighter, very inexperienced. And sometimes you go up against those kind of people, man. It's like coming in on your freshman year and going against a senior who's like top ranked guy in the county. You take some ass whippings. Everybody does.
Oh, yeah, I did. Take some ass whippings, though.
Everybody does, and that was her. That was her ass whipping, man. And like she stumbled a couple times along the way. She had that real close fight with Carolina, and then she had the fluke loss to Jessica Andrade. But besides that, she's been perfect in the UFC. She's just had a couple hiccups along the way, man. She never should have lost to Andrade like that. That was a 1 in a million occurrence. You know what I mean? But it happens. And Andrade is very strong, so I'm not taking anything away from her either, like you say. But I think that Rose, Dana, if you're listening, put her on ABC, damn it. The fuck are you thinking, man? Main event. Her and Max Holloway, UFC 5 video game. They get the cover. Don't fuck around, Dana. That's what I got to say about that. Except that's a curse, man. Hey, but look, that is a curse because Conor and Ronda were both on it, and then they both lost their titles. The last one, the one that came out, UFC 4. Guess who's on the cover?
Masvidal and Israel.
Yep, and guess what? They both got their asses kicked. Fuck, man. Don't put Rose and Max on the cover. Don't do it. Hey, I'll tell you who I want to be on the cover. Kamaru Usman. Put him on there by himself.
Yo, facts.
That works for me. Put him on there and then let him fight somebody that I like. I don't know. Whatever. I actually was playing the game last night, Nico, and I could tell this dude was getting so fucking mad because he was Kamaru Usman, which is really a bitch move because I feel like if you're going to play in like the league, league fights and stuff like that, you really should not pick the world champion.
Yo, do they allow you to foot stomp?
No, I don't know. I'm not sure, but look, so he was Kamaru, and I was like, you know what? Fuck you, buddy. I picked what's his name? I can't even think of his name right now. Oh, Colby Covington. And bro, this dude came out there swinging wild. So of course I just started taking him down and ground and pounding, ground and pound, ground and pound. I fucked this dude up for 2.5 rounds, and then I decided I was going to finish it, and I finished it. Now don't get me wrong, he would throw these overhand rights, and it would stagger me a little bit. But bro, I just did it just to piss him off. I wrestled the fuck out of him, bro. He was so mad. You could tell how pissed off he was getting just from like little comments.
Yeah. The rage quit.
He was ready to, but he didn't. Yeah. You can, man. Yep, you're right about that. But let's talk about this main event, man. Petr Yan. Oh no, not Petr Yan. What the fuck am I talking about? Cody Garbrandt versus Rob Font. Main event. I picked Rob Font. You picked Cody Garbrandt. We got a little bit closer in the rankings. Okay. Yep. Now Nico is 12-3 and Aljo, and I am 8-6. I'm gaining on you. But go ahead, talk about the main event, man. I want to hear your perspective of it.
From my perspective, man, I thought early in the rounds, Cody did what Cody normally does. I thought that he was probably going to land that big shot, but then you could gradually see Rob just walking through Cody's jab and started to land his own shit, and it was cleaner, and you could see Cody's face start to get fucking busted up as the rounds went on. Yep. But you had alluded to last week, Cody's chin being suspect. And that shit held the fuck up because he ate a lot of punches, man. He ate a lot of fucking punches.
Hey, look, I was impressed with him, man. Garbrandt definitely came through, man. Cody showed that he can take a punch. And I think maybe this layoff has been good for him. I feel like a lot of these guys, they need a break. You can get hit so many times, but I think if you take a break in between, maybe your muscles and bones heal up a little bit better. But coming off of this fight, Nico, and I'm a big fan of rematches. I'm a big fan of rematches, man. 100%. I want to see him have the rematch with Dominic Cruz that we should have seen a few years ago. I think that's the fight to make next. What do you think?
I think that him versus Dominic would finally – it's about the right time, man. Let my boy Dominic get that win back.
Yeah.
Let my boy Dominic get that fucking win back, please.
Hey, Dominic's coming off of a nice win against that young kid. And Cody's coming off of a loss, but a loss that he looked good in. I'm not going to lie. I mean, he kind of impressed me. He looked better than I thought he would. And, I would like to see those two fight, man. I think that would be a pretty cool fight at this point in their careers. I mean, and look, for Cody, it's almost a perfect fight as far as not having to worry about getting taken down because he's a real good wrestler. He can keep himself on his feet against Dominic, I feel like. Also, he doesn't have to worry about getting knocked out. Because
whoa.
Dominic ain't knocking out nobody.
Whoa.
What's up? What you got?
Don't sit there and do my guy like that. He don't gotta knock you out when he's as technically skilled as he is.
Oh, I agree. I'm just saying that's one thing that Cody's got to be thinking about at this point in his career. He's gotten knocked out a few times.
This is like I've been telling people all the time, man. It was the perfect storm for Cody Garbrandt the first time that he fought Dominic Cruz. I'm not taking away anything that he did on that night, but I will say Dominic was the alpha male killer. He was doing everybody from Team Alpha Male in. So they all had all these fights against Dom to so into Cody about, these are his habits. This is what he does, right? So he had that working for him. And then he had that turmoil in his spirit. Oh, you did this to my coach, my mentor, yada, yada, yada. So he was walking in there on fucking fire. And to Dominic's not credibility. What's the word I'm looking for? I'm gonna just line up in Dominic in the sense that he already did it to all the Team Alpha Male. He didn't think this boy was gonna bring anything new to the table.
Right.
He thought it was done already.
And you know what else?
What you got that your daddy don't got?
Yep. And your divorced brother because he had beaten TJ. And that's I think that was another reason. Seriously, now. I think that was another reason that Cody beat him is because it was like showing, hey, man, this dude beat you. I'm going to kick his ass. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Obviously, it happened a little differently, later on. But just a fun fact for you, Nico.
What's that?
Dominic Cruz's record in the UFC is 6-2.
Mm-hmm.
He's got 6 wins. Do you know how many of those fights he finished?
None.
1. You remember how bad he did in Takeya Mizugaki?
I don't remember. I don't.
Bro, that was actually like the most impressive Dominic Cruz I ever saw, because he went out there and was like a freaking tornado and knocked this dude out in 1 minute. It was insane. And like, you know, that's all I'm gonna say. He doesn't finish people off. He's more of a take him to the decision and beat their ass the whole time.
Yeah.
Now he's had a couple finishes, but let's not forget, man, he beat Mighty Mouse. That's pretty damn impressive. He beat Mighty Mouse when Mighty Mouse was Mighty Mouse.
Mighty Mouse, yeah.
Yeah. So, and like I said, after that, they vacated his title, the bantamweight title, and he was out for 3 years, and that's when he came back and he beat Takeya Mizugaki's ass. In fact, I'm gonna see if I can find a quick clip of it, because that was insane. You'll probably remember it if I find it, but Dominic Cruz, man, he is a stud. I'm gonna give him that. I'm not even gonna act like he's not. I mean, that is one tough dude.
My guy.
And like I said, I'd love to see him get that rematch, because I feel like he deserves it anyway. So let's see, Nico. Let's do this, man. Let's watch this real quick, because I think that you'll get a kick out of this, man. All right, we're gonna share it, and here we go.
Go, Dominic Cruz in the red.
What's going on, Nico? You broke YouTube again, man. What's up?
That's gotta fall on my shoulders, cuz.
Every damn time. Hold on. Okay, we're gonna let this shit.
Fucking footwork, though. Oh my god.
Yeah. So, I stopped it for a second here. I'm gonna change some settings real quick and see what we got. All right, yeah, we can leave it at 720p. All right, let's see what we got.
Dominic Cruz.
Here we go. Come on, YouTube. Seriously?
Worked some of the most that he had two.
All right, we're just gonna pause the. Oh man, look at that! It's in slow motion. What in the world? And who is Fred Jack? I don't even know, man. Look at that! You see that punch that he just slipped? That was insane. Looked like the Matrix there for a second, man. Mm-hmm. Come on, YouTube. Seriously?
They're killing me. Look at that! Oh my god, the pitch, slip, and double.
Yeah, and this is just highlights, just so you know. It's just flipping around a little. It's just flipping around a little bit, but I don't know, man. It's more impressive in full time, but Mizugaki didn't want none.
Shorts with the sponsor on it. Back when you could get some money in the UFC.
Hey, that's when he was the dominator, bro. Wow, that was a headbutt punch combo.
Whoa,
you saw that, Nico? That was a headbutt and a punch, man. You don't get up from that. Look, watch this, man. Hold on, I'll rewind it just a little bit. Hopefully, I don't know what the hell's going on with YouTube. Oh, they went temple to temple and a punch. Damn, this shit's pissing me off, man. What the hell? There we go. Well, he finished him, but you need to watch that fight in real time, and it is insane, man. Cruz beat that dude's ass, and that guy was like on the come up then, man. He looked like he was gonna get a title shot, and Dominic said, no. He said, we're gonna nip this one in the bud. I'm getting my title back. But yeah, man. So I don't even know how we got on Dominic Cruz from oh yes, because I want to see Cody and him have a rematch. But yeah, so it was a pretty good night of fights. We don't have any UFC fights this weekend. The next UFC fight is going to be on June 5th. That's the following Saturday, and that is the Rosenstruck versus Sakai card. Also has Walt Harris versus Marcin Tybura, and oh man, my boy is coming back. Santiago Ponzinibbio versus Miguel Baeza, and Baeza's undefeated, so that's pretty cool. Santiago, man, he got clipped in his last fight. That dude was a very impressive fighter, but he was out for a little while. Hopefully he comes back looking good. Also on that card, Tom Breeze versus Antonio Arroyo, and Roman Dolazzi versus Laureano Strapoli. I don't know those guys, but they look like badasses, so I want to go ahead and talk about them a little bit. at least throw their name out there. But Nico, this Friday night, big night for the Fight Gods podcast. Friend of the podcast is going to be fighting our friend Helen Peralta. She's awesome. She was the first guest that we had on the show. Here is her fight poster, because we do. Boom. She's a badass. We're going to leave her up on the screen for a minute, man.
Ooh, I like it. Good shit, Helen.
Yeah. And that's going to be Friday night on UFC Fight Pass. It is CFFC, and they are the second fight on the main card. They're both 3-1. Impressive. All right. She is fighting Laura Gallardo. Laura Gallardo, her moniker is La Jefa, so I guess the boss, but for a female. She won her last fight, so she's on a 1-fight win streak. So in her fights, she's won 2 fights by decision and lost 1 by split decision. And if I remember correctly, Helen has won 3 by, let's see, I think 3 by TKO. Okay, no, she's won 2 by TKO and 1 by decision. And then she lost 1 by ground and pound in the 4th round. And that was a rough match for her against Kay Hansen. She was very inexperienced at that point, and Kay is a good grappler. So that was a rough night out for her. But
nothing to hang your head about, though.
No, not at all. Kay Hansen's in the UFC now. Yep. And I mean, she's winning fights with triangles and arm bars, neck cranks. Yep. I mean, she's a pretty badass chick. And Helen, like we said earlier about Rose, Helen is young in the fight game. She started a little bit late, but she's pretty badass. And I can't wait to see her fight this weekend. I encourage everybody that's watching this to watch her on UFC Fight Pass. She's awesome. Go like her page on Facebook, Helen Peralta. And she's pretty damn cool. So everybody needs to watch her fight this weekend. Nico, what's happening?
Plus, she's a fan of Gina Carano's big ass titties. So it's like, come on, man.
Boom. You heard it right.
That's still one of my favorite quotes on this fucking show, man.
That's definitely going on the greatest hits.
Yo.
Yeah. That's going on the greatest hits of the show. Funniest moments. We got to do one of those soon. When we get to 30 episodes, this is episode, what episode are we at, Nico? 28?
200?
I think this is episode 28. 200? Yeah, for real. Let's see, what episode are we on, man? I'm curious now. Episode 28. So we got 2 more. Then I think we should do like a funniest moments. We'll do a little montage like The Office, like a 5-minute montage of our funniest moments so far. Because we've had a few, man. We've definitely had a few. Nico, but what's going on Monday Night Raw tonight, man? You got some results for us?
Monday Night Raw and kicked off with a little static between Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley, of course. Those are the 2 guys who are going to be tossing that title around for quite a bit.
And they're going to fight in the cell, probably?
What's that, bud?
Are they going to fight inside Hell in the Cell, you think?
You know what? Probably that's what it's working up to. If not that, a triple threat match between Kofi Kingston, Drew McIntyre, and Bobby Lashley. I think that they like going that triple threat match route recently just so they could save the face while keeping the title on the heel.
Right. That's always smart. Yep.
Yeah, so we wound up having a match between Drew McIntyre and Kofi Kingston. It ended in a no contest. What else did we get? We had Nikki Cross and Rhea Ripley. They were in a 2-minute match. If Nikki Cross could last 2 minutes, then she basically wins because nobody should be able to last 2 minutes with Rhea Ripley. Yep. Nikki Cross did survive the 2 minutes, so by technicality, I guess she wins that fight.
Yeah, I guess so. Hey, Nico, real quick, I did want to point this out to you.
Yeah.
So even though we disagreed on 2 fights this weekend on the 7 fights that we picked on the show, we both went 4-3. So we didn't have a terrible night. You know what I mean? Hey, we had a winning record. But go ahead with Monday Night Raw. I just realized that though I was counting it up. So
we had Charlotte Flair and Asuka go at it again. Always a good time watching those two women tear up the ring.
Freaking great.
Charlotte Flair wound up winning by pinfall after reversing the Oscar lock. Charlotte Flair is still the best heel in the game. We had Cedric Alexander versus who was it? Shelton Benjamin, yeah. Shelton Benjamin. I think that they have a bit of a feud going on right now.
Unfortunately,
Cedric Alexander picked up the victory by pinfall, neutralizer. Matt Riddle and Xavier Woods then had a match because I believe it was it last week when, or was it 2 weeks ago? It's probably 2 weeks ago now when it was Matt Riddle, Randy Orton, and the New Day versus whoever. And then at the end of the match, Randy Orton turned on the New Day.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's why Matt Riddle and Xavier Woods wound up having their match. Matt Riddle won by pinfall with an RKO. So
that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. Yeah. Then we had Jackson Ryder and AJ Styles in a match.
Cheers, Nico.
Hey man, cheers. I wish I had a Coca-Cola to cheers with you, but mine's in the freezer right now.
Cheers, bro.
Cheers with this water right now.
Getting cold, man.
We had AJ Styles and Jackson Ryder. Jackson Ryder won by pinfall over AJ Styles. That's a very big victory for that man.
Oh, yeah.
And then I think there's a couple more matches that still have to take place before the end of the night, or at least one more. I'm not sure who's in the main event tonight.
Right. Yeah, they don't ever really tell you anymore. I mean, sometimes they do.
Humberto Carrillo?
Who?
Humberto Carrillo, maybe?
Okay. All right. So those guys you just mentioned, I've been on shows with Jackson Riker, and I've been on shows with Cedric Alexander. Both those guys are pretty cool. Now, Jackson Riker, I never saw anything crazy from him, but, there was that stuff a couple months ago when he was putting out the whole Trump tweets and stuff like that. That kind of turned the way I think of him. He was always cool to me, but I'm not cool with those tweets. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What was the tweets?
Man, it wasn't good. It wasn't good at all. I'll try to find him. But he did help me out. I'll be honest with you. He did help me out when I called him. So, I'm not gonna bash him, but I am gonna say I don't know what the fuck he's thinking, putting these tweets out. But basically, what happened was I was putting on a show for the Wounded Warrior Project, to raise money for them, and I was trying to make it as big as possible. And I got Shane Douglas to be in the main event. This was my show, NSW. I called Shane Douglas and said, hey, Shane, whatever, blah, blah, blah. He was cool with it, got him booked. And there was a local guy who was like fucking huge. And I called him. I said, hey, man, you want to wrestle Shane Douglas? And this dude was trying to big league me, act like he needs all this money to wrestle Shane Douglas. And I'm like, this is going to be the biggest match of your career. You've never done anything that big. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I'm good, man. Don't even worry about it. So I ended up talking to Jackson Riker, who was going as Gunner at the time. He was wrestling in TNA, and he decided to take the match, which was good because then I had a main event to announce, but it kind of sucked because after that I got Raven to get on the show, and I would have rather done Shane Douglas versus Raven, but I'd already made the main event, so it's all good though.
That would have been fire though.
Yeah, it would have been. But look,
Raven.
But at Shane Douglas's suggestion, he told me that I needed to tag with Raven, and I did that. And there was a reason. He said, because if you don't, he said, Raven's going to go out there and do absolutely nothing. He's going to go out there and just basically. So I went out there and I pretty much took the heat. It was me, him, and Lodi. Lodi was, you remember Lodi? He was like his main guy from the flock. And we wrestled 3 other local guys, local like me, and that I knew pretty good. Ooga Booga, Alex Adonis, and Lee Storm. And it was a hell of a match, man. I got it on video somewhere. Maybe I'll bring it up sometime. But it was cool, tagging with Lodi and Raven also. That was real. So, yeah, we had a good time that night. It was kind of like a mini ECW, WCW reunion. So, oh, the funniest thing, too, before I forget, I'll tell a quick story. So I told Shane Douglas on the phone, I said, hey, man, you're going to be wrestling Gunner from TNA. And he's like, oh, I love that guy. He's a good dude. And when I had talked to Gunner, he acted like he didn't really know Shane Douglas. Obviously, he knew who he was and like was a fan of his, but he was like, yeah, that's cool, man. I can't wait for that. That'll be real cool. Like it was going to be this first time meeting him. And I'm like, this is just strange. This is bizarre. Yeah. Like Shane Douglas is acting like they're like real good buddies. And so come to find out the day of the show, Shane Douglas sees the poster. And he's like, oh, I'm wrestling him. And I'm like, yeah, I told you, Gunner. He thought that he was wrestling Mickey James' husband, Magnus. He thought he was wrestling Magnus because of like the one-word names or whatever. But he's like, oh, why didn't you just tell me I was wrestling Phil Shatter? Because he knew he was from his time in NWA. But like Shane Douglas, like I said, he built up this match in his head with a totally different dude. And then he gets there and he's wrestling somebody else. So that was kind of funny, man. And, Raven was fucking insane. I love that guy. I ended up having to drive him around a little bit for another show. We were in the locker room together 3 times, and that dude is very strange, very awesome. He's a genius. That's for real. Like he's straight up genius, but it's to a fault almost because he can't live a normal life. You know what I mean? He's definitely somewhere on the spectrum, and he's just so smart that like I said, it's just an issue for him to deal with, I believe. So anyway, let's get to Jackson Riker's tweet, because this was during the protests. Okay, so this was in June, I believe, during the protests in Washington. Was that in June? Damn, that's been that long from.
Yeah, man.
Was it June? Wow. All right, so let's see if I could find the tweet. First, he said, thankful for the president of the United States we have. God bless America, built on freedom, forgotten no more. Okay. That's whatever. Next, he said, all right, let's see where are we at. I'm trying to find it. Okay, so after he did that, Owen said, the freedom you speak of entitles you to speak your mind all you want. I'm not here to argue that. I just really need to tell you that I think you're pushing your shitty wrestling catchphrase as all of this is happening is absolutely fucking pathetic. Good night. That's what Owen said. And then Ricochet, Kevin Owens.
Good shit.
On Twitter. And then Ricochet said, I get you're a bad guy on TV, and I'm hoping that's all this is. Even then, that ain't it. But if this is actually your true thoughts, I'll be really sad, man. All right. Oh, and then Mustafa Ali said, I'm thankful you posted this because I'm now aware of what you stand for. When black brothers and sisters are crying, you praise someone that refuses to acknowledge their hurt. So I thought that was pretty cool. Like I said, this is back in June. Sami Zayn said, literally built on oppression.
Wait, hold on. This guy still wrestles for the company.
Yes, I know. And then, so he was in that Forgotten Son gimmick at the time. So then his partner, who was part of the Forgotten Sons, Steve Cutler, real name Steve Macklin, tweeted, although I am part of a tag team while I wrestle, I am my own person with my own thoughts and beliefs. It pains me to see what's going on in the world. I fought for the freedom of our country and all the people who live here. It shouldn't matter your race or however you identify. We are all human beings and all deserve to be equal. Thought that was pretty cool, pretty classy. So then what happened was some guy named Sporty James brought up an old tweet that Jackson Riker had done under his own real name, Chad Lale. And this guy, Sporty James, said, this don't surprise me one bit. And he quoted the, what Jackson Riker had just said, and then he put a picture of the old tweet. And this is what the old tweet from July of, I'm not sure what year, probably the year before, said. And this is what caused a lot of controversy. He said, pretty touchy subject, but all this Black Lives Matter garbage baffles me. I challenge anyone of any color or race to go watch 12 Years a Slave, the movie, and realize how good you all actually have it. Learn heritage, Christ, Gandhi, Buddha. They all taught love and caring for others. This is getting out of hand. I pray for this nation daily. So, yeah, there's that. You know. Yep. Yeah, that's what we were talking about, Brandon. I was telling him about these tweets that this dude had put out and just how ridiculous it was. So, Nico, you know, I mean, like I said, it was last year. I don't want to harp on old stuff, but I'm pretty sure everybody in the locker room knows how he feels. You know what I mean?
It seems that way, man. Y'all gotta, I don't even know where to begin, bro. But like, fuck, man, when you realize that you're a part of a company that's so like diverse.
Yep.
Fucking just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Just shut the fuck up. How long have people been saying, like, what do they say? You don't talk religion and you don't talk politics.
Yep. At a bar, exactly.
You just
or at work,
dude. And now with these social media platforms where your word can get around to everybody. Oh wait, not only that, it's there forever. You dumb fuck.
Right. Yep.
Because you're so famous and because you have so many followers, the second your tweet is put out there, whoever sees it snaps that screenshot. So it don't matter if you were drunk and you wake up the next day and you realize this was fucking stupid. Let me delete this. We still have it.
Yep. It's
you
there.
You can't go back on that, dude.
Yeah. There's a record of it somewhere.
Don't be confused as to why you're being jobbed out for the rest of your goddamn career.
Yep.
Because they can never put that on you. They can never put no good title around your waist without the people bringing back up the dumb shit that you said in the past and then them just being forced to take it back off you again anyway.
Yep, you're right. And basically,
shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and basically after that happened, he got yanked off TV for a long time. Then he ended up being with Elias after like 8 months or something like that. He showed back up, but
getting Rotten Tomatoes thrown at him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much. Yep.
That's all that's gonna happen, bro. We already seen it. Look, Lars Sullivan.
Yep.
Tweet scandal gone.
Yep.
Velveteen Dream gone. You will be next on the chopping block. You better learn to shut the fuck up.
Yep. You're right about that, man. Hey, I'll bet you one thing, Nico. I'll bet you all the money in my bank account, which isn't a whole lot, but I'll bet you that he wouldn't say that shit in front of Bobby Lashley.
Man, hell no. I'll give you one better. He wouldn't say that shit in front of Mark Henry. How about that? With his old ass. Mark Henry will bust that boy's head.
Or Ron Simmons. Yep, exactly. Ron Simmons. Smack the shit out of him, man. That's no joke.
Piss out that boy.
Yep. So, yeah, Brandon Carl, that's what we were saying, that he actually won against AJ Styles. That's a big win for him. But I'm sure that's just so they could do some kind of a tag match with Omos and AJ versus Elias and him. I mean, you know, whatever. It's all good. Like I said, I was cool with them, but I was very disappointed when I saw that, and I was like, you know, I'm good. No more dealings with that dude for me, because I just, you know the way that I was raised, Nico, and you know how I feel about things, man, and that's just not cool, man. I'm, not, that didn't make me happy at all. But yeah, so that was a while back, and I mean, I'm sure, I'll guarantee you that WWE told him to keep his mouth shut if he wanted to keep his job, guaranteed. But so Nico, have you started watching any of these biographies yet on A&E? Any of the WWE biographies?
I have not gone in yet.
Okay, because you said you wanted to watch them all in a row, pretty much once you start. Okay, I watched The Ultimate Warrior this morning.
Yeah.
And it kind of messed me up because last night I was trying to find it on demand because I knew it happened last night. And like later on, I tried to watch it on demand, and then it was actually on at that time. So when I put it on, I saw like the last 5 minutes. Then this morning I watched like the first hour, so I'm missing about an hour somewhere in the middle. But man, that thing does not hold back, bro.
No,
they are not holding back on these documentaries, and it's kind of crazy. And yes, I did hear Jim Cornette say this, so I'm not taking credit for it. But basically, the only biography so far that made the person just look like a fucking saint is the Shawn Michaels one.
and
Booker T
know
too.
That's bullshit.
Right. Booker T too. But the three of the wrestlers that have died, they haven't painted them in the prettiest light. So, but Shawn Michaels has always been like that class pet, I feel like, for Vince McMahon. I mean, so, I'm not surprised about that. But yeah, I watched that, and I watched the newest WWE's Treasures, and the newest one was Sergeant Slaughter and Iron Sheik. So that was kind of cool. I like Sergeant Slaughter. I like the Iron Sheik even more. I've met Sergeant Slaughter several times. Like I said, he lives in my town. I've seen him around. He used to come to the restaurant that I used to manage, and he would sit at the bar and stuff, and I talked to him.
You ever see Uncle Chael talk about his wrestling tryout?
No.
And he's definitely referring to Sergeant Slaughter when he talks about him, because he's like, there was this guy with a gimmick of like a sergeant or something. He walked around in fatigue pants and the beater, all this shit. He's talking about Sergeant Slaughter. And he's talking about how when he was coming up before he did his wrestling tryout, it was still like he knew it was a work, but his father didn't know it was a work because he had grown up like in the time era right before Chael. So his dad was still thinking shit was legit. So when he sent them in there, he was telling them, hey, yo, you got to put it on them when you get there and shit. like it wasn't a work, But he was talking about how the tryouts were just basically fucking, you got to do squats down onto a bucket with the rim upright, right? So every time you sit on it, it indents in your legs. And he was talking about how damn near was cutting the back of his thighs while he was doing these squats. And then he had to do like endless push-ups and hit the ropes, and they would just start him over again and just keep him on the same shit, and just to see who would stop or who would drop out like flies. And he said at the end of the week, it was probably like, I think he said like 12, maybe less than that. But by the end of the week, it was just him and one other guy. Only two dudes survived the training camp for wrestling, dude. He said it was brutal, agonizing, just horrific fucking training for wrestling. Worse than fucking MMA training, worse than any other wrestling training he's ever done in his life, just to be a WWE superstar. So
let me ask you this. Did he actually say that it was WWE, or did he say just wrestling tryout? Okay, because if it was WCW, they had the power plant, and it was Sergeant Buddy Lee Parker.
That is it. It was the power plant.
Okay. So then that would have been Sergeant Buddy Lee Parker, who was like a short. Yeah. He's the guy that trained Goldberg. He trained a lot of guys that ended up in WCW.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm glad I brought the story up to you then. 100%.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Alluded to it being the power plant.
Yeah, the Sarge, man, he was a good trainer back in the day. I don't know about Sergeant Slaughter training any wrestlers. I know he was pretty good, and he's more of a brawler type anyway. But Buddy Lee Parker,
not Slaughter, definitely Buddy.
Yeah, Buddy Lee Parker was a good trainer, man. Like I said, he trained some really good guys. And yeah, let's see. What else do we need to talk about tonight, Nico? There was something else that we needed to throw out here. Let me see.
I'm not sure, but have you been following this fucking kid? I just sent him to you on Instagram not too long ago. Hasbulla.
Really? You sent him to me on Instagram? Let me see.
Hasbulla Magomedov.
Okay. No, who is he? Talk to me about him, man.
Yo, this kid is what they're calling like pocket Khabib. He's got to be a grown man in a little man's body. And the kid is just like popping shit to this other kid, Abdu Rozik, and they are just making waves on the internet right now, man.
Nice.
They might take over Alpha's spot for me, because Alpha's been on the decline with his content. These boys right here, they're the truth.
Yep, you're right, man. Alpha has been kind of slacking, man. What the hell he's doing, man? I don't know.
Oh my god, bro! I wish you could see this clip and pull this shit up. Hold on, I'm gonna have to find this on YouTube for you.
What is it? That dude?
The two dudes.
Okay.
Just
I want to
talking
check that out.
to one another.
I want to check that out. Anybody also, just so you know, that Ken Shamrock interview is still going on, coming up here in June. Let me throw that up on the screen, and that is not looking good to me right there. Let's see. Oh, there we go. That looks a little bit better. Ken Shamrock, June 16th, 9 p.m. There's the other photo of it. And
right,
yeah, we're excited about that.
I'm going to shoot this over to you. When you pull it up, just fast forward it like 15 seconds.
Oh, yeah. Let's see what we got, man. I'm ready.
I'll shout it to you on Messenger.
I'm ready. Let's see what we got. All right.
If we can get this with sound, that would be brilliant.
Oh, it will be. It definitely will be, man. Let me just figure something out real quick. Before we came on the air, I did tell Nico I was a little bit disappointed in him because he was in New York City the other day and he didn't eat any pizza or Chinese food, man.
I did not have any pizza or Chinese food while I was in the city, but I did have a phenomenal fucking time while I was in the city. I saw some dope shit while I was out that way. And before I did leave, I wound up having some like shrimp fried Diavolo at Gigino. So that was pretty fucking nice.
Sounds awesome. So Nico, you said skip 15 seconds?
Yeah. Skip like 15 seconds.
All right. Well, let's go to the videotape, Nico. I think that YouTube is working better, and I'm gonna tell you about that, man. It's kind of ridiculous why I've been having issues.
I'll tell you right now, these boys are about to be your new favorite.
Yeah. All right.
100%.
You did send this to me, and I don't think I got to see it. I think I was at the wedding or something when you sent it, because I remember seeing this, but I don't remember watching it.
Если бы не было его, я бы тебя порезал бы на куски. Ты понимаешь это?
Подожди. Я не оставлю. Все, Хазбулlah.
Успокойся, завтра поговорим.
Ой.
Клянусь Аллахом, если ты дотронешься до меня, я тебя порежу на куски. Обещаю тебе.
Брат, по-братски оставь, да, успокойся. Абдрос, сиди, не надо.
Сядь и успокойся, после конференции поговорим.
Я тебя отпустил бы, но не варя. Хазбулlah, я не могу оставить тебя. Хазбулlah, по-братски успокойся, да, брат? По-братски, я тебя прошу. Да, у тебя позже, брат, а? Брат, у тебя позже.
Хочешь кое-что скажу тебе? Ты прекрасно понимаешь, что сейчас тебя Танаев не отпускает, поэтому ты так истеришь. Успокойся, потише. После конференции выйдем, поговорим на любую тему. Хочешь, подеремся после конференции. Веди себя адекватно. Знай одно, если ты хоть пальцем дотронешься, отсюда выйдет твой труп. Ты понял меня?
Все.
Kicked him in the leg.
That little kick though.
That kick was great, man. The one on the right looks like Henry Cejudo.
The best. The best right now.
That's pretty funny.
That little kick, man. My man said, "Whoa!"
Yeah. The kid jumped down. He kind of looked like Henry Cejudo with like the little crown and the jacket.
Yeah, so they're doing a little bit of a build-up right now, these two guys.
Nice.
If they
you think those are adults?
If they ever get in the ring, yeah, man, these are full-grown adults. They have to be.
Yeah, okay.
I just think they have like dwarfism or something.
Hey, you remember that one dwarf that we used to get the videos of that always try to fight everybody? He was like the angry little dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Yes. Oh, man, I miss seeing his videos. Yeah. Yes. And he was so pissed off all the time. Yes. Oh, man. I miss watching his videos.
Triple threat match. They need a triple threat match.
They do. Speaking of matches, I know exactly what I wanted to talk to you about. Have you seen the new people that are challenging Jake Paul to a fight?
Nah.
Tekashi 6ix9ine.
I did see that.
What in the world? Is this dude really going to come out of hiding to fight Jake Paul? He'll probably get shot on the way to the ring. I mean, I don't know what the hell he's thinking.
100%.
What the fuck is that dude thinking? And then the game challenged him to a fight.
The game?
The game? I don't think the game wants to get knocked out, but he probably would. He told, let me see. I want to read the quote. I don't want anybody to say I'm misquoting anybody. But yeah, the game challenged Jake Paul to a fight. Let's see. I'm gonna read you what he says. And it's so funny because none of these people like say why they're mad at him or something like that. He said, "You're meet me and my little brother downtown LA in front of the Staples Center, and let's just fight head up fades. No gloves, no money needed. Just on some me and my brother will fuck you and your brother up shit." That's what he tweeted.
Yeah, you know what? Look, the game and his brother probably in a street fight might fuck up Logan and Jake Paul.
In a street fight, sure.
Yeah, if they step inside that fucking ring and put on boxing gloves, they're getting fucked up.
Hey, listen to what Jake Paul said. He said, "Hate it or love it, you would get knocked the fuck out."
Yeah. Oh my god, he's an animal, man.
Man.
Stop fucking with this boy on the internet, man.
He's got great references.
Yes, don't fuck with him on the internet, man.
Yep, it's funny, man. Oh god, and like all these people, I want to see. I'm just gonna put in challenges Jake Paul and just see who comes up because I feel like every day somebody does. I just put in challenges Jake Paul. All right, so okay, obviously we knew about the Kamaru Usman thing. All right. Then we got okay, but this from April. Oh, look, just back in April, I could tell you all the athletes and celebrities who have challenged Jake Paul. Daniel Cormier, Kamaru Usman. Oh, Cody Garbrandt. That was another one from the other night. Did
Cody,
you see
don't
that?
Don't do that to yourself, Cody.
Did you see the whole thing?
It doesn't even matter. Cody, don't do that to yourself.
Well, Jake Paul kind of instigated this one, but it's still pretty funny. Yeah. Cody's just too small, bro. It wouldn't be a fight, man.
He's way too small.
Yeah.
Connor is too small.
Yeah, he is. He really is. I don't know. So this is what gotcha hat at Jake Paul said. What's worse, Cody losing or him not being able to ride roller coasters due to height requirements? And Cody Cody responded, roller coaster D's nuts. I mean, yeah, okay. That's kind of lame response, but whatever. So let's see. I'm trying to see who else he's has been challenging him or has been challenged. Okay, most recent, sorted by date. All right, let's see what we got. So we got the Cody Garbrandt thing. Really? Dan Hardy said that Cody Garbrandt would beat Jake Paul in a boxing match. I'm not going for that shit.
No, Dan Hardy, please.
I bet you Dan Hardy and him are friends, and that's why. Yeah, that's probably why. You gotta support your friend.
Look, you're not as MMA guys, you're not doing yourself any service standing on your friend's side of the line saying that he has an opportunity to beat this kid in a boxing ring. No, the fuck you don't.
Right.
Unless you're fighting fucking middleweight, like just don't do it to yourself. Like don't do it to you. He's too big for you guys, man. It's some welterweights I might give the nod to. Maybe. But boxing, just purely these hands, man.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yep. Uriah Hall has challenged Jake Paul.
I have not seen Uriah Hall box.
Me neither.
I see him set up a lot of his shit with kicks.
With kicks and spinning shit, right?
Yeah, man. Oh, so we doing spinning shit now.
Yeah. Tommy Fury wants to fight him.
That
apparently.
I like. That I like.
Yeah.
I like his odds.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I do too. Now, I never have seen this before, Nico, but this is insane to me right now. Apparently, 1 month ago, today, Dylan Dennis said he will beat Francis Ngannou to death in a street fight. Even drunk, I'll fuck him up. Wow.
He was drunk when he wrote that.
Yeah.
He was drunk as fuck when he wrote that.
Yep. So this is what
what the Francis?
He said he beat him to death in a street fight. So he said after that, he said,
first of all, if you said I would choke Francis until he died, maybe I would get on board with you. But beat him to death? Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, for real. So the next quote was, I can survive his punch because I'm very good at weathering the storm. He's the kind of guy, he's like a one-pump chump. In a street fight to the death where someone's got to die, I'll beat him.
Oh, he was trolling.
Fucking break.
Oh, he was trolling. I used to tell my friends all the time, if you lock me in a room with a moose, I'm coming out alive. No, the fuck I'm not. No, the fuck I'm not. The moose is gonna kill me. It's gonna trample all over me. He's gonna, like, you think you just gonna put a headlock on a fucking moose? Nah, man. He's gonna buck your ass off and he's gonna kill you.
What are you gonna do against a grizzly bear, motherfucker?
Yeah, what are you talking about right now?
Hey, look, he went on to say the host asked him about a jiu-jitsu contest between them. He said, jiu-jitsu, come on, that's like a joke. In a jiu-jitsu matchup right now, even drunk, I'll fuck him up too. Come on, he's terrible on the ground. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But
I could see Dennis pulling off some slick shit because I'm sure he's used to moving around with heavier guys. But if you got to get these hands in the process, or you got to take a leg kick and hope that you can catch his leg and take him down, buddy, he's gonna demolish your tiny ass.
Yep, absolutely, all day long. Man.
Francis is gonna win a fight to the death 10 out of 10 times versus Dylan Dennis.
Yep, you're right. Hey, couple more people that have challenged Jake Paul: Marvin Vettori, Floyd Mayweather, obviously. Gervonta Tank Davis challenged him to a fight.
Okay.
Antonio Tarver challenged him to a fight.
Okay.
Kendall Gill from the NBA. Okay.
The fight he'll take.
Yeah. Evander Kane, former NHL star. Come on, man. And I mean, that dude might have been a fighter in the NHL, but you know, if you're boxing, you're not going to do good. Levon Bell, Jesus Christ, where are they finding these damn clowns? What's that?
Le'Veon Bell, you said?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, there's some clowns out there, man. Y'all don't want that smoke, man. Y'all just looking for a payday. Y'all see what that boy doing for people's pockets, and y'all just looking for a payday. I don't believe 85-90% of the people that you just named even think they have a shot versus that kid.
Now, here's one dude that would beat his ass. Anthony Ogogo. He was a boxing bronze medalist in the 2012 Olympics. He fucked up his eye and had to retire. But 10 times British champ, junior Olympic champ, junior world champ, European medal at plenty, Olympic medal. He said, let me know when you want to play with the big boys. That dude might fuck Jake Paul up pretty bad, even with one eye.
Jake is an amateur.
Right. Daryl Taylor, a 4-time winner of MTV's The Challenge. What the fuck?
Who? Daryl
Taylor? I don't even know this
black dude. He's bald.
I guess.
Darrell? I know who that is.
Do you?
I watched The Challenge. The Challenge is one of my favorite shows to ever air on television, period.
So it's Darrell?
Yeah, Darrell.
Okay.
I remember back when The Challenge was the fucking inferno and Dave Mirra was the host before he passed away, and they brought on TJ Lavin. Like, I love The Challenge.
I got you, bro. Hey, so I did want to ask you about this, man.
Tell me.
What do you think of them pulling Joshua and putting Deontay Wilder back in for the third fight against Tyson Fury?
Did they say why they pulled Joshua?
Because let's see. I can tell you exactly why. The reason why is because Deontay Wilder's lawyers were going. They had started a lawsuit against the company because they had a guaranteed rematch in the clause.
Okay.
And the company just said fuck it, and they weren't going to do it.
Okay.
Pretty much. And supposedly he doesn't want Fury to lose the title to Joshua and then have to chase it. You know what I mean? He's supposed to get his guaranteed rematch. So.
Yeah, for sure.
But
so what do I think about it? I think that is the right play. I think that's what they have to do. I think that their hands are tied. Do I think it's a smart play for Deontay? Fuck no.
He gets knocked out again.
Unless he really changes up his swagger, man. Yeah, he gets really fucked up.
Quicker, probably, right? That's what I'd figure.
He better, I think that he has to learn how to take it to Tyson's body.
Yeah.
That's what
probably
I think
that
he has to learn how to do. Everybody has seen Deontay spin people's heads around, but let's see what happens if he lands a liver shot.
Yeah.
You got so much more mass to work with, especially on somebody like Tyson Fury, man. Even no matter how much weight he loses, he still keeps that shit in his hips around his belly, bro. It's all around that gut line. So I want to see what happens if he touches that liver one time.
Oh, yeah. Nico, are you trying to say Tyson Fury is built like a lunch lady?
I'm trying to say he's built like the lunch box.
I feel you on that, man. Look, Mick Foley always used to say, he's like, man, all these guys over here, these nice bodies, and I'm pear-shaped.
Yo, facts, man. But look,
he's still a bad motherfucker.
Legs look great. He has a bulbous fucking chest. Shoulders look phenomenal. It's just something about them love handles in the back, buddy. It's just not going nowhere.
Yep, that's true. You're right about that, man. Hey, so Humberto Carrillo versus Sheamus. Sheamus won. Come on, man. With a victory roll and a handful of tights.
What?
Yeah. Next match, Natalya and Tamina versus Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. Rematch for the tag titles. Natalya and Tamina win by pinfall with a small package from Natalya on Shayna Baszler to return.
Don't do that shit twice in a row, man. I hate that shit. How are you gonna do 2 roll-ups in a row?
Yeah, that's
and the
weak,
last
man.
one is your main event. What are you doing?
Yep. Yeah,
they just got these fucking titles, and you're already having them win in fluke-ass ways like that. Let them win clean.
Right, and they do it right sometimes, and then they start screwing up so quickly. You remember how like a couple years ago they'd bring in these like basically like local talent jobbers or whatever, and the new champion would end up just smacking them around for a few minutes.
That's right.
Bring in some local women. You got a whole entire roster of NXT wrestlers. Throw some masks on 2 of them. Let them go out there and get their asses kicked. Let Tamina beat up both of them in a handicap match. Fuck it. Make them look good. They don't need to fight the ex-champions, and then it's like they win like in a cheap way. It takes away from them.
100%.
Yeah. Who's Nico? Man, it's one of your friends right here.
Who is this? What'd he say? Nah, fuck no. This ain't one of my friends. What the hell? We got spam motherfuckers up here now?
Yeah, it's Pod B98A4790007. Shut the fuck up and beat it.
Kid rocks.
I'm pretty sure that's probably a bot, but anyway.
Yeah,
but yeah, man, you got to make these guys look good. Have you seen that there's some strong rumors that John Cena's coming back very soon?
As a heel?
I don't know about that, man.
Yo, look, no matter what, because sometimes I feel like they think we have short-term memory. Mm-hmm. John Cena's last match was against Bray Wyatt in that Firefly Funhouse match. Every single person who has ever gone up against Bray Wyatt, when they have returned change. If John Cena comes back the same way he was prior to that match, I'm very fucking disappointed.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
If they do that. He don't have to come back heel, but he has to come back different. Maybe as the Doctor of Thugonomics, something like that. But he has to come back different.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that, man. Yeah, let's see. Let me see what they're reporting. I actually think that what I was reading that they need somebody quality for Roman Reigns to face next. So I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what they're saying on the dirt sheets. Let's see. Where are you at, John Cena? John Cena's last WWE match and recent return teases. John Cena's last appearance for WWE came at WrestleMania 36, where he took on The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, and bizarre cinematic-styled Firefly Funhouse match, which was fucking awesome, by the way. That was one of the best things I saw in wrestling in years. I don't watch quite as much as I used to, but that was phenomenal. I actually went back and watched just that match recently because I thought it was so cool.
Yo, and look, while we're gonna credit Bray for that match, a lot of the credit to these cinematic matches has to go to Matt Hardy.
Yeah, that's true because he started
up. He kind of is the forefather of this cinematic shit. Unless you got some information that I don't.
No, I mean I agree with that, man. I mean, you know, they've always kind of done not really matches, but a lot of cinematic stuff with The Undertaker. But they never really did the matches that way. I mean, they might have like, I don't know. They did a really horrible one back in the day with Bunkhouse Buck and Dustin Rhodes wrestling on the back of a truck. Okay. and it was supposed to be live during like the Road Wild pay-per-view, but that was
I remember awful. Shit like that. And I remember the monster truck match on the roof.
Yeah. But
I remember shit like that.
They just never did it good or the right way.
I took this shit to a whole new level with that Lake of Reincarnation shit. And like,
it's amazing, man.
Totally different, man.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. So let me finish this real quick. Recently, John Cena teased a return to WWE TV by posting a picture of the company on his Instagram account. He also had an interesting back and forth with NXT champion Karrion Kross, teasing a future feud and match against him. It all started when a fan tweeted that Kross should face Cena in the latter's final match and retire him. The NXT champion replied to the tweet and claimed that he would be honored and ready to do it. Following that, John Cena and Karrion Kross posted pictures of each other on their respective Instagram accounts, hyping up fans for a potential feud between the two. Okay. If Cena does appear on the first show with the fans back, it is to be seen what WWE has planned for him. Will it lead to a feud, or will it just be a one-off appearance from the leader of Cena Nation? I don't know. I saw on another site that they were looking for somebody to have a good feud with Roman next, because I don't know, the Drew McIntyre, right? Drew McIntyre is who? No, that's Bobby Lashley. Cesaro. I mean that's not going anywhere. Come on, man. And then what was the next feud they were trying to put Roman into? Now that he beat Cesaro, I can't even think of it.
He beat down somebody last week on SmackDown. Who was that? Yeah. I know for sure. Like he has some turmoil within his group with Jimmy and Jay, but who is he about to go?
Right. With? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, let's see. I'll tell you in a second. But you know, bring back what's his name, Edge, and you can get a little bit more mileage out of that feud. But I mean, you got to have some people, you know, some good matches for him.
They need to start throwing some dollars at Moxley.
Oh, so they're saying that so freaking dumb, man. They're saying that it's going to be Shinsuke Nakamura as his next feud.
Okay, well, we already know how that plays out.
And that would have been great right after Shinsuke won the Royal Rumble and he was hot as fire. Now, you know, whatever. I know, you know, Aleister Black came back last week, which another guy who they kind of made look dumb, and then he left for a while. Yep. So I'm not, you know, I don't really have a whole lot of hope for him, even though he's freaking awesome. I don't know, man. They make some
really
mistakes.
Disappointed they got. I mean, granted, I don't know what the scandal is, but Velveteen Dream was my fucking guy. I don't know if you followed this dude at all.
Yeah.
But that was my fucking guy, man. It hurts me that he's not in the fucking.
There were some scandals. He got released, right? There were some scandals like over the summer last year. Didn't you see that?
I think it was some type of sexual harassment or assault scandals or something like that.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I really
it's shitty, man. It's shitty.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a shame that these guys don't realize the position that they're in, and that, like, bro, this shit is gonna come to the forefront. It's gonna turn around and bite you in the ass, man.
Yep. It's all gonna come back to you one day, man. And that, you know, that sucks. But, you know.
But he was great, man. He had the character down, man.
Like, amazing in the ring.
Huh?
Amazing in the ring.
Amazing. Look, homie, I remember when he fought, he wrestled with Ricochet, and Ricochet did. This is the first time I've ever seen anybody do this shit in all my years watching WWE. Ricochet ran and did a front tuck out of the ring onto the fucking Titantron, landed on his feet clean, bro. And the craziest part about it, like the shit that captivated me, was Velveteen Dream's reaction. Not the fact that this man just did a whole front tuck out of the ring and landed on his feet. Just the way Velveteen Dream stepped back and looked at him like, wow. I was like, yo, this dude is such a fucking character. Like, how is he still taking shine from this man and taking his moment?
And you said that was Ricochet that did it?
Yes. Yeah. And Velveteen has said, like, anything you can do, I can do. And Ricochet did the front flip out of the ring and told him, well, do it. And the next time that they fought, where Ricochet would do some crazy shit, Velveteen would do the same shit, just a little watered down. Just a tiny bit watered down. You know what I mean? Right. It was just fucking awesome, man. He was a genius in that fucking ring.
Yeah.
Shitty, man. Shitty.
Hey, but look, you know, AEW's there, man.
AEW's there, man. And the comeback is always greater than the setback. So I wish him best of fucking luck. Get your shit together. Hopefully this scandal goes away, man, and he can get back in that ring and doing what he loves, because he was fucking great. He really was.
And Impact is actually starting to heat up a little bit. They've been doing more stuff and cross promoting with AEW. So that, you know, that's pretty cool. So Nico, before we go, what was it that I wanted to talk to you about? So anyway, back to the John Cena thing coming back. They definitely need somebody strong for Roman Reigns to feud with over the summer, because they can't just keep bringing in these recycled guys who they've already shit all over and then act like they're going to be the next big guy. You know what I mean? You just can't do it, man. You cannot do that. I mean, that's like, okay. That's like if you saw tonight that Nikki Cross was in the Beat the Clock challenge, and she's supposed to lose to Rhea Ripley in less than 2 minutes, blah, blah, blah. Well, what's going to happen in 6 months? They're going to try to say that she's up for a title shot against, let's say, Charlotte Flair, and people are going to be like, she was getting her ass kicked on TV, you know, every week.
That's right.
They're lucky it's worked out with Drew and Jinder Mahal. They're lucky. But they also took a big break after that 3-man band bullshit, you know. But yeah, man.
Nah, didn't you want to do some Jake Paul fights?
What do you mean? Oh, like talk about them?
No. Some fantasy booking fights. We were talking about how we should manage Jake Paul.
Oh yeah, man.
Managing Jake Paul, the route that we would go if we had him fight in.
Who would we have him fight? Next?
Just the way that we would have him approach these fights in general.
Look.
So, like, let's say Jake Paul was to call out somebody like Canelo Alvarez. You think that it takes place in the boxing ring? Oh, no. We do this in the octagon, Canelo Alvarez.
For sure.
You in the octagon, Canelo.
Yep.
Under the unified UFC rule.
Yeah. I want this in Bellator.
Kamaru Usman, you want to fight me in the cage? No. We fight in the ring.
Yep. Hey, look, I would have him talking mad shit with a translator challenging Jacare Souza to a boxing match.
I love it.
I'd have like a pretty little Brazilian girl right next to him, you know, translating to Jacare saying, "You're scared of me. You're ducking me."
Floyd Mayweather, me and you, we're gonna do this at Submission Underground.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. We can do it at WrestleMania, Floyd. We can do it at the UFC or Submission Underground. I'm giving you all kinds of options. You pick. Oh man,
Tyson Fury, I want to see you on the Greco-Roman mat.
I'm not giving up all that weight in a boxing match. I'll wrestle you though, no problem.
I want to wrestle you
For real, man.
Because I do it all.
Yeah, for real. Oh man, that's some pretty good stuff. Actually, I like that. We had some fun with that one. Oh, Nate Robinson wants a rematch. Motherfucker, meet me on the tennis court. Well, fuck you up. Basketball? No, I don't play basketball.
So you say, who wants to play bocce ball versus me?
Yeah. Hey, man, did Fitz ever tell you that basketball gives you warts? Basketballs give your hands warts? You say that shit to me all the time. If he saw me playing it,
don't pick that fucking basketball up.
You know, don't pick up that basketball.
Fitz used to say to me was, "Head and arm lever." It's the only fucking thing that man would yell at me. Head and arm lever.
Yeah. Oh man, he used to tell me all the time because I just mess around, shoot some basketball, and like, and one time actually somebody did get hurt. I can't remember who it was, but they like sprained their ankle playing basketball and couldn't wrestle like a match or whatever. And he was livid, man, throwing his damn clipboard around the gym. He was like so fucking mad. Man. Oh man. But yeah, Fitz was hilarious, man. But yeah, he used to always tell me that. He's like, don't play basketball. You hold a basketball, it gives you warts. And pretty funny stuff. Hey, another thing I wanted to tell you is I think, and I'd said something to you about it. I've been watching Dark Side of the Ring, on Vice, the wrestling little 2-hour documentaries that they're doing. And they're doing it right up against the whole A&E thing, like not the exact same time, but I think it's like maybe Thursday nights they're doing theirs and something like that. Anyway, they did the Collision in Korea, and it was when WCW went and did a show in North Korea, while it was all fucked up and still communist back then, and just how screwed up the whole situation was, man. Yeah. They had 180,000 fans in the arena.
Yo.
Biggest pro wrestling event of all time. And they were forced to be there because it's communist. The dictator told them, you be at that wrestling show. He told the people that he wanted there to be there. The whole first match, they didn't cheer one time because they didn't understand what they were watching.
Damn.
But yeah, you need to watch those too, man. Vice has some good ass documentaries. I think that they are more accurate than the WWE ones because they don't try to sensationalize it. They try to give you like the lowdown. And even to a point, I think that they downplay stuff more than sensationalizing it. And, Vince just wants to look good for his stuff, obviously. He wants to act like he's the guy who was always in the right. And I'm sure a lot of the times he was. Because, hey, man, there's nothing worse than having to deal with talent that feels like they should win every match or they should be making more money. I feel for him, man. I know that's tough, but also I know that at the end of the day, he's a businessman before he's a friend to any of those guys. And if he felt like, let's say, getting Dean Ambrose back would make more money than Roman Reigns, he's going to tell Roman Reigns, get in the back seat, man. You know what I mean? Yep. We're going with Ambrose now. I know that you've been running things for the last 6 months, but he's going to take it from here. Facts. You know what I mean? So
that's what I was saying earlier. They need to start offering Mock some money.
They should, man. I'd like to see him back.
If he comes back, the crowd going to go crazy.
Insane, man. Oh yeah, definitely.
Just have reinvigorated, rejuvenated energy between Seth, Roman, and Mox. They don't never got to be in the Shield together again. You just let them pass that fucking title around.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, man. I'm with you on that one, man. When did an Elimination Chamber happen this year yet, or no?
Yeah, a little while ago.
It did.
I believe
was it December or was it in February? So I know TLC. I think TLC was February. Maybe Elimination Chamber was maybe the one you're talking about is from last year. Let me look real quick.
February 21st, 2021.
Okay.
Chamber.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch it, man. I didn't watch it this year, but I always like the Elimination Chamber matches, man. I really do. Was it decent this year?
I can't even recall, man. I
It must have been awesome.
Read or like eat edibles throughout the course of these things. I can't remember shit, bro. All I remember is the feeling I get during the course of that shit.
Oh yeah.
I'm glad we started doing this podcast actually, just so we could shoot the shit about it directly after it occurs, man. Because if you hit me up 3 days after the event, I can't tell you shit, honestly.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Hey, before we go, I just wanted to say that in that next UFC event, if Rosenstruck doesn't beat Sakai, I want to go ahead and just cut ties with Rosenstruck and send his ass to Bellator.
Yes.
I mean,
don't talk about Biggie Boy like that.
Hey, man, if he loses again, bro, that's the end of him for me, man. I mean, he can pretend he doesn't even know me at that point. He's dead to me. I mean, come on, man. Last fight, he didn't look like he even showed up to fight. He got killed by Francis Ngannou.
What are you talking like Francis is like a slum? He got killed by Francis Ngannou. Oh, no.
Hey, man. Dylan Dennis would kill that dude in a street fight. He'd beat him to death. And you don't think Biggie Boy should be able to beat him then? Come on, man. Come on, Nico. But before we go though, I did want to say good luck to Helen Peralta. We love you. We hope you win. You know, we're a big fan of yours. We appreciate what you did for us coming on as the first guest. And you know, we want you to kick some ass and come back on here after you do. And you know, I'm not even going to say if you lose, I want you on here because you're not going to lose. You're going to kick some ass. So I'm not even putting that as an option. Before we go, Nico, anything you got to say?
Oh, man, y'all already know what the slogan is, man. No need to adjust your screen. Thanks for joining us here live at TFG, baby.
For sure. And look, we are now on, what's it called, Nico, that we're on? Triller. We're on Triller now. At Fight Gods Podcast. So go check us out and give us a follow. We would appreciate it. Do the same on Apple Podcast. Just check for the Fight Gods Podcast on Apple, iTunes, and everywhere else you listen to your podcasts or watch. You know, we're on YouTube. We're on Google Podcast. We're on Anchor. We're everywhere. Everywhere you want to be like American Express, bitches. We are there. We are there. So we will see.
Hotel 6, baby. We keep the light on for you.
We will keep the light on for you. We will see you guys Wednesday night. Everybody have a good night. Peace out from the Fight Gods.